Hello beans, hello and welcome back to Ickadu Streams Create Above and Beyond. And it's night time. Every time. Every time. Look at them. Although look at that moon, isn't that nice? Sloop. Right. Quickly sleep. Every single episode we start at night time, apparently. Apparently. Never mind. Never mind. Right. Hello. How are you all doing? I'm just going to step into the kitchen where I can see my ostriches out the window. And, yeah. So, last time, jumping straight into it here. Last time, we completed chapter 2. So all of that, we literally smashed it. We smashed through all of this last time. And, yeah, we now have access to the brass machine. Lovely jubbly. But you'll see here, it's not green yet. It's not gone like this one. It's not green yet because there's a side quest. There's a side quest. So do you remember how on this one we had the Rubber Tycoon side quest? This one has this side quest. What does this side quest do? So we need to go deeper. Access to zinc machines will require for some engineering in another dimension. Yeah. You guessed it. The Nether. RIP. Even if it's literally hell, a change of scene will always bring forth new ideas and inspiration. Hitting the check mark above, additional quests will be located in the second chapter. Do I have to? Do I have to? So, yeah, we need to get to this point. Bonus 2A. And again, I do kind of recommend it. Even if you just get a couple and then leave it to be forever. I do recommend it. So let's go over there and have a look and see what it is. So yeah, here. All of this. So it is quick, it is simple, it is doable. I'm probably not going to do it this episode. I'll probably do it on Friday. But let me give you a quick shloom through it, and then we'll go and get on with doing what we were going to do tonight. So we have the double decker. These two can be combined into the same machine. So what does this mean? Basically, we need to find some twisting vines and some of the weeping vines, and we need to collect both. Once you've collected both, it comes here to the soul distillery. So if you drop both of these into a hang on, there it is, into a mixificator. You don't have to put liquid in here. It just you pop those two in. It'll mixificate it up and turn into a liquid soul. Following so far? Good, good, good. Liquid soul. Did it look like you could make it a different way then? Oh, I'm not putting a... Yeah. I mean, that's 50... That is 50 millibuckets. But that is a wither inside a... No. No. I'm not that crazy. I'm definitely not that crazy. So we make the soul bucket, which means we're going to need to make a blaze, because this one you're going to need to heat it. So under here you'll see your little blaze burner. Here's your little like furnace for this contraption, and you can power it by giving it coal or logs, some kind of fuel, or blaze cakes. But they're kind of expensive to make, and there's no point in making it unless you've got like another production line going on to make it. So over here you've got the blaze cake base, just to give you an idea how this is made. So you need eggs, a steady supply of eggs, sugar and cinder flour, which is basically just ground up netherrack. Will turn into the blaze cake base. And then over here, if you then fill it with lava, which you've got plenty of lava in the nether, you'd be creating a blaze cake. And if I hold shift there, a delicious treat for your hard-working blaze burners. And basically what that'll do, if I go back to the over here, boop, and then that guy, you'll notice it can actually let's do W. I don't do W very often, but this one's kind of interesting because he can be So that's how you feed him. You right click with the fuel and it'll heat him up, and he'll start producing heat and he'll cook whatever is above here. If you do the cake, blue means he's actually even more hot, or hotter, I suppose is probably the right English. So yeah, you're supercharging him, and basically, as the thing suggests here, you can either use a grabby hand or you can use one of the pushy deployer hands. I haven't needed to go that far, really, technically. So, and if I do go that far, I probably want to manage it myself rather than doing the thing. So, oh, back to the thing. Right, got sidetracked. So yeah, we need to get a blaze to make the soul distillery. We need to get a lot of lava. That's how we make the lava, like resources pull again from the bottom of the nether, I suppose. Which you then, over here, this is what you do to complete this line. Yeah, it looks complicated. Don't worry, we will do this together. So you take the liquid soul, and do you remember the precision mechanism that we made in chapter 2 is the main component for this one. So you start with this and send it along the line. You don't actually need it to go onto the depots. You can do it on a conveyor belt, but you liquid soul and then lava, 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 and eventually you get the infernal mechanism. Now this is the bit that you kind of want. Now this is kind of what you can get with it. So if you take the scorched bricks, a part of the Tink's smeltery thingy, you can make the foundry controller. Now, if you remember a couple of episodes back, I talked about making this. I do recommend making it. You don't have to. I do recommend making it. Because the foundry is like a set size and you get extra materials as you melt things, so it's kind of handy. You also get over here with the zinc and the zinc casing, so if you surround it like you do with the other ones, you make a zinc machine. So this is like another machine that you can use, like the copper machine, the brass machine, and the andesite machine before it. This is a new machine. And this is the one that's going to unlock a lot more things that you can make. Such as, and this one, you only have the smithing table. So the zinc machine only goes into the smithing table, and it only makes a limited amount of things. So, quick rundown on these guys. The drawer controller slave. So if you're using the storage element drawers, this is the guy that you would right click on to send everything into its allocated spots. The mega torch. Okay, so for people that suck at avoiding creepers, which, you know, includes me, this is your friend. It will stop mobs from spawning in a very large circle around your base. So if you don't want anything blown up, use this guy. The only trouble with this guy is if you've also got mob farms in your base, it's going to stop them from working. So, rip. If you are using the thermal stuff, this is a way to improve the base attributes, so it's like an upgrade. The vacuumulator, I don't actually know what the vacuumulator does. Let's have a look, see. Okay, well that doesn't give me any idea what that does. Vacuum. I'm assuming it'll package stuff up or like block them up. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Well, I suppose we can find out. Over here we've got the decoctive diffuser, so that's a way to diffuse the air. Over here the drawer controller, that's part of the drawers mod. The nullifier, which I'm assuming is something to do with mobs. And the igneous extruder, so this is how to create lava from air, basically. So a bit like the aqueous accumulator, this one will do the other bit. So these are a lot of thermal series and upgrades for drawers. Is it needed to progress in this pack? I've only played half of this pack on my other series and also on my own personal world. I'm actually getting very, very close to where we got to with season 1, which is I basically started this bit and then I had to stop streaming because my dad got very, very sick and I ended up looking after him for a time, which is why that season then kind of folded. He's all right now. Anybody that's now worrying, he is back in his house and he's fine. But yeah, this is kind of where I stopped last season because I had life circumstances happen. On my other world, I have already gone into the third chapter, so which is the one you can't see here right now. And that one's kind of fun, actually. I think I got as far as the 4th chapter, in fact, and then decided I was going to start streaming and left it. Every Minecrafter. Honestly, now I'm gonna square up with you guys and be serious here. Any Minecraft player that doesn't start a billion worlds and never finish any of them is lying. They are lying. Okay, the only person that I know, right, that has stuck around in their own like world for the last blah amount of years is Mog Swamp, and what he's done with the flat world is incredible. So I do recommend check him out. Anyway, getting off of my soapbox. We aren't going to be doing this because I hate the Nether, and I'm a wimp. We are going to be improving our current existing lines. This is working, but it's only really doing one at a time. So there you see, one gravel. And it's sitting in there for an awfully long time to the point where it converts on the first block. And it could be doing better. It could be doing more. Right? Especially since this is backed up and this is backed up. Right? Here's where you solve that problem. Take off the andesite funnel. Right? Take your brass funnel and place it in exactly the same place. Now if I go down one, you'll see here there's a star on it. Hang on, that star on it. There's a little asterisk, see? Because it's now spitting out a full stack. And you can adjust that. So if let's go down one more so you can see a bit better. There we go. If I take my wrench, you can set it to a specific amount. So I'm going to say I actually only want 16 coming out at a time. Okay. You'll notice then when the next lot come out, that's one. It's because it's still washing. It's still doing. When the next one comes out, come on you. So. Oh, it's because it's probably taken out the full 64 that I had in there 2 seconds ago. I don't know if that's going to wash at all. Probably not. So right now there's only 6 gravel in there, which means it's not going to spit anything out because there's only 6 gravel in there. This is why you kind of want to balance these between the two of them to see if it will work. And actually it did do the full 64. That's kind of cool. Look at that. But right, so that's 9. Ba-da-ba. Checking for creepers. Because you all know I'm naff at creepers. Da-da-da-da-da. 11. Which means then we won't have any loss over here. Because at the moment you can see we've got a loss over here. Yeah. We don't want a loss. That's annoying. Yeah. We want it to hurry up a little bit. So you got 14. I set it to 16, right? So next time it comes out, it should only give me 16. There you go. 16. Ta-da! Simples. And that is one of the things you can do with this boat thing, with this brass funnel belt thing, is you can tell it I want to do X amount every time. So that's one of the beautiful upgrades. Ta-da! And it seems to be washing it, so I could leave it at 64, but I mean, it would never catch up with itself then. I'm just going to leave it at 8 and see if it can catch up a little bit. The other option is we add some more crushers on here. But then we're making bigger crushers with the next season, or the next chapter anyway, so why would I? Makes no sense. Right, so that's another easy upgrade there. Is that we've now got it spitting out more gravel, which means that it's actually going to be faster in the long run because we've got 8 now being washed at a time rather than just 1. Right? Over here, the same applies, but this one's going to be a bit more interesting because if we take off this andesite funnel here and we take one of our brass funnels and a log, so let's take one of these, right? This time I don't want my sticks and my saps coming through here because it's just gonna clog up the whole system, right? Just gonna clog up the whole system because if it gets in here, nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna stop and it'll hold up everything. Okay. So what I do over here, oops, is stand on the saw. Apparently, what I can do over here is if I take the brass funnel now and I take my log and I pop it on the filter, you can see there. It's because it's got the asterisk. It's going to spit out 64, but it's only going to spit out the logs. It's not going to spit out anything else. So any other drop that gets in here is going to stay in there because you can't count the amount of saplings I had to take off of this conveyor belt. It's a few. It's a few. Yeah. That right there is going to stop anything else coming through this line because I only want logs here. Yeah. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. Next upgrade is this guy over here. So, if I take off you and place a brass funnel with no filter, so I've got 64 going, okay, and then come over here, this should now drop more than just one on that line. There you go. So instead of now going around and around and usually only dropping one, it dropped a whole stack of 64. The portable storage interface is exactly the same, but because the funnel is better, it can take a whole stack of 64 and do that instead. Yeah. So another simple upgrade, and it's just things like this that are going to make the whole system work a little bit better. Okay, so I want to get this finished item here over here. And the best way to do that is actually with the mechanical arm. So, the mechanical arm is one of the brass upgrades that we can make. I'm going to quickly nip back to the base, because I only nipped out there to show you what we could improve on. So, if I come back here, and I click on you guys. So, if I chuck this into the stone cutter, the block cutter, I can create a mechanical arm, right? So that's what we're going to do. Stone cutter. In there. And you've got all of the options again, so, you know, be careful. But the things you're probably going to see me using the most today is this one and this one. The brass funnel and the mechanical arm, because just they're going to be incredible for you. So, mechanical arm, we're going to make one of these. But also, while I'm here, going to make some brass funnels, and you'll see one brass machine turns into 4 brass funnels. Yaha, yaha. So, right. I think I'm going to want to move some things around as well, because I can actually potentially make a mechanical crafter, but we'll get to that one in a second. Okay, I don't want to lose you guys. If I'm going too fast, speak up, and I will slow down, and we'll fix it. Okay, right. The mechanical arm. There he is. Without hovering over it, there he is. How gorgeous is that? How gorgeous is that? Now hover over it. There are no targets for this guy. Yeah, yeah. There are no targets right now, which is kind of a problem, right? Right? So I am quickly going to grab these guys and move them to the other side of my conveyor belt because that seems to be sensible. Herp, herp. Right, you and you. There we go. Right. And then I'm going to make some more of these. Oh no, and some more of those. Depot. Because this time I actually want to use the depot. So, right. Check this out. Check this out. So, I'm going to place a depot here. Wait, not there. One down. Really? No. Get off. Behave yourself. Right. Depot here. Okay. And then... not quite. Not quite. I don't want you to do that. Or that. Behave. Maybe I need a funnel there. Probably need a funnel there. That's fine. Hang on 2 seconds. I know, can't get the staff. It's been a while. It's been a while. You have to bear with me. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You get slightly less funnels than you do. Sorry, you get slightly less tunnels than you do funnels. But once you've got them, you've got them. So it doesn't really matter. So one bus machine. Oh no, you get 4. Fine. All right, I lied. Right, fixed it. I really ought to just make a stone cutter and a smithy thingy over here, because that would save a lot of time. Right. So basically, I can't actually tell this thing to pick up just from a belt. So if I go here, and here, it will try and take things that aren't ready yet. I want it to take things from here, not from here. Okay. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to take things from the depot, and I want you to place things into the basin. Okay, so we're taking, blue is taking, yellow is placing, right? So if we then block you, it wants to be within range of everything as well. So if we go there, yeah. And then it has one input and one output, right? So it will take from there and put it in there. Okay. So if I now take the brass tunnel and place that over my conveyor belt, you'll see it can now take off the belt. See? But it will take off the belt whether or not it's a seed or a fully grown crystal. Hang on, let me clear the bench for that. Get off the belt. So we've got some coming up. No. There we go. Watch. Oh really? Really? Okay, this is just proving me wrong tonight. You are cheeky, aren't you? So what I've done here, and this is kind of how I recommend doing it anyway, even if it suddenly can do it itself, is brass tunnel, over the top of the conveyor belt. And if you, there you go, now it's come out, see? Haha! But up here, you'll notice, there's something called a little filter here. If I right click that, it means then that whenever something passes through here, the only thing that's allowed out is the completed crystal. Yeah, which means that guy there will never jump off of the conveyor belt, no matter what size he gets, because this filter here is telling it has to be the big crystal size. It won't accept any other. It has to be the big crystal. Okay? Cool. You can see here now, that arm is moving. And it is taking our crystals and placing them in there. Okay, watch. Pick up. Squibble around. And it can, as you can see there, pass through blocks. Which means that is now connected. Now, you probably don't want to do that. I know that I just did that. I did that to show you. But right now, what it's doing is it's taking every single crystal that comes on this line and depositing it into the basin. But if you remember last time, these seeds, you need to grow some and then send some back round to get destroyed. You don't want to destroy all of them, because if you do, you'll actually be breaking it. You'll have to go and dig some more, and I can appreciate nobody actually wants to do that. So what you want to do with this one is, and this is getting into some of the more complicated stuff now, what you actually want to do is you want to do what's called a round robin. Okay, so let's reconnect you, and let's put that like that rather than it being up, because that was annoying. Right. Quickly refill the line for the crystals so that we can keep these guys going at the very least. Hubla. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Right. So that hand there will grab it when it is around to this point, and that's lovely. But I don't actually want it to do that every time, because every time it'll only come out here now when it turns into the big one. So because I need to still grind them, I still need to grind it up into dust and combine it with sand and turn it into a new seed and put it back on this conveyor belt. And I have enough space here to do that. So if we quickly nip over here, and we're going to nick this off of this, because we can now move that grinder over here to do something completely different. My bag's full again. Wow! It took 5 seconds. It took 5 seconds. How's that even possible? There we go. Means, I wonder if I can connect it to this instead. Hey! Okay, perfect. Perfect. That took some thinking. That took some thinking. Right, so that's possible. So that works there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So if I then put a chute on that, jump, and then, wait, hang on. This is why we've got scaffolding. I keep forgetting I've got scaffolding. After complaining so much about needing it. Yep, whoop. So, chute goes over the top of the millstone. And that's good, that's good. That's all good there as well. Do I have another chute? I don't know if I have another chute. Because now what I want it to do, potentially, is split it out across the side so this hand can pick it up and put it back, or another hand can pick it up and put it back. While we're here, we might as well make the mechanical crafter, because we are going to need one of these with this. So you've seen kind of how the brass funnel and the brass tunnel work, and the grabby hand. We want to make one more machine, and this time we want to do this. We want to go into the smithing table with it and a crafting thingy to make a mechanical crafter. So a little crafting table. So if I make some logs, turn those into a crafting table, and then go into the smithing table this time with one of my machines, and the crafting table, we make that guy. Now this is the super duper exciting one. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do this for you guys because this is the super duper exciting one. This is the mechanical crafter. So, and you will be using a lot of this one in the next series. Sorry, not series, chapter. So this guy is like a crafting table, but you feed stuff into it and it will automatically create based on what kind of recipe you've told it to do. So where you tell things to go is what will tell it what recipe it's making. So you power it, and you're going to need quite a bit of power for some of these machines. That's why you have a new power source. But it's you'll see how to make it, so that's not to worry. But you can see here it moves everything down in the direction that arrows are, and it spits it out completed like that. And you can, if you have a recipe that you want to keep making that has holes in it, you can override it with a redstone pulse to say make this, not all of the blocks are going to be filled, and make an endless supply of pickaxes. Well, I don't know why you would, to be fair. But that, and not only that, you can make them all sorts of sizes, all sorts of shapes. So it literally is anything else. Anything that you can make and create, you can put it in any shape. And in this instance, I actually want to take the dust that we just made and the sand automatically and turn it into the seed. So you remember with this recipe here, that guy turns into 2 of those. Instead of me having to stand there and do that, like that, I can use 2 mechanical crafters side by side to do that. Right? Cool. I hope all that made sense. You'll see how it works in a second, because I am going to do it. Because that, my friends, is how you do it. Right. I think I've got everything. Probably not. Probably not. Let's make some more. Oh, that's right. I've moved some of my metals now into my actual blacksmith. I discovered I have poked around a little bit on a creative world really briefly. The tubes that I didn't know anything about Is it tubes or pipe? This guy. Yeah. Is how to link your inventories. I thought it might be, and this guy is what speeds them up. I thought it might be, so we're going to definitely use some of those soon, because I can then have my inventory split up like so. So yeah, I definitely am going to have to look into that in the next, probably not next episode, because I said that we're going to do the nether side of things, but it's definitely going to be something I want to do. Right. Dear God, my inventory's got messy again. Wow, took 2 seconds. 2 seconds and it's messy again. Oh boy. Never mind. Never mind. So. Ah, dear. Right. Yeah, let's see if I can chuck some of this stuff out of the box, out of my bags. So I don't need that, or that. Probably not that for now. Or you two. Or that guy. There. Right, sleep. Now, as I said, I want to do a round robin with this guy. So, I want it to pick stuff up off of this here, off of the depot as it comes off, right? So as the crystals get here, I want my hand to pick them up and do something with them. But I want it to do one thing and then the other thing, and that's what it means by round robin. So the first crystal it picks up, I want it to pick it up from here and place it in that. Okay, following? Good. The second crystal of every batch, I want to pick it up from here and put it in here, because I want to grind it up into dust and then bring it into the mechanical crafter, which then will bring it onto this conveyor belt and send it round the system again, because that will completely remove any icky dude interaction here. I won't ever have to put it on the conveyor belt again because it'll automatically do it. So to repeat that, the first crystal of all batches picks it up from here, puts it into my basin so it will turn into the electron tube and go on its merry way on my conveyor belt that way, right? The second one, I want it to pick it up and put it in here so that it will get ground up and turned into another seed that will then go around this conveyor belt. How do you do that, I hear you say? Easily. Okay. Pop the mechanical arm in your action bar, and you're going to take items from the depot. Okay. So I've highlighted that one, it's blue. I'm happy with that. You then want to click on that one twice, deposit items to basin. Okay. You also this time, because we did that last time, you also this time want to click on this twice, right click, to deposit items to chute. Okay. And then with those 3 highlighted, take from here, place in here or here, we're going to place it back in its position. And you'll see now it has 1 input and 2 outputs, okay? Which means now, if I come over here and hold my wrench, you'll see you've got a thing here. Hang on, let's see if I can get a bit closer so you can actually see what that says. So here, there we go. When multiple outputs available, round robin. Okay, you've got several different options in here. So if I, there you go, scroll backwards. So when multiple outputs available, forced round robin. Okay. When multiple outputs available, prefer first target, and so on. So, but I just wanted to do a simple round robin because then on the first one, the first crystal that comes out, it will take it and put it into my basin. On the second one, it should take it then and put it into there for it to get ground up and turned into something else. And you can see that working there. So it'll go again, it just put it into the basin. Now it's going to put it into the grinding machine. Now admittedly the grinding machine is just grinding and spitting it out for now. But in a second we're going to get it doing something else. So there we go. Right. Cool, let's get rid of the scaffolding. There we go. Because that's now working how we want it to work. It's doing the bridge. It's bridging these 2 conveyor belts. Okay. I could have done the tunnel and then just done a conveyor belt here, but it wouldn't give the option of doing this round robin option. So, which is kind of what I want. I want it to do something different with every other one. Right. So, all we need to do now is I'm going to remove that funnel for now because I don't want it to be spitting them out. You can hold on to them for now. And they'll just stay in the inventory in that. So, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to place in my mechanical crafter. Okay. So, 1 and 2 there. Okay. So I placed my mechanical crafters. Okay. All I'm going to do now is with my hoppers, this one's going to go here, so that when the seed drops out, it drops to here. Okay. Or the dust, sorry. When the dust drops out, it will drop into that bottom one. So we'll put that back on there. It's spitting out, good. And it will spit out into there. Or should do. There's no more seeds to do anyway. So the dust will drop into this guy. Like so. And you can see he has, because he's there. And then we're just going to attach another hopper on this side. Because what we'll put in this side is the sand, which I left in the base. Ow, rubbish. Never mind. Well, I am at the seaside, so let's just go grab the sand. Gathering sand becomes a lot easier as well with the next chapter, just so you know. Because you can actually just turn gravel into sand using the grinders. But yeah, right, so if we pop that now in here, you'll see the two items have appeared, okay? Now what I want to do is I want to turn that so that it will deposit it this way. Which means, I wonder now if I can collect this... can connect this up to that. Potentially. Maybe. So, I need to turn it. Yeah, I need to turn it this way. Bum, 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 ba da ba ba. Which means, I wonder if... Trouble is, if I connect it on this side, I won't be able to move it on a conveyor belt. Which means I wonder if I go underneath it, actually. That could work. You can always go down. There. Right, and then... So, because this one you need to connect from the sides, so I'm just going to connect it like that, so that then it'll start doing a thing. And you'll look here, it takes the sand down and turns it into the seed. Ta-da! Now, because this doesn't have a depot next to it, it just spits it out. Yeah, not really what we want, but it just spits it out for now. Ta-da! So you've just seen how the mechanical crafter works. Lovely. And we've got it connected to the grinder, which is also a lovely. We just need to get it now over to this bit so that we can get it going. No. 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 Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close. Okay, I think that is. I think that's a good place to call it. I think that's a good place to call it. We found some things. We did some stuff. We survived the dreaded Hoglin attack. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Yeah. Let me just dig myself a little hole, and then I'll do my goodbye. Hiding out underneath a tree. Hiding out underneath a tree in the Nether. Deep breath, people. Deep breath. That was. Let me be serious with you all now. That was terrifying. Okay, terrifying. Right. So as always, thank you all very much for nipping over and chilling out with me. I will see you on Friday's episode when we get into the the actual nether part of this quest. We still need to find these 2 vines for the very first start. So we're probably going to do some more exploring of the nether. But in the meantime, from my little hidey hole in the nether, I shall wish you all a very wonderful and lovely weekend. Sorry, week. You see, I'm flustered. I'm flustered. Oh, oh my god, the nether scares me. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely rest of the week, and I hope to catch you on Friday's episode. So good night, and see you then.